Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early October 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aries collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's see what we got, my guides. Talk to us, Rams. What do you have for us? In early October, as we're moving through the early parts of Libra season. Okay, and yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries. Please and thank you, my guides. There we go. Nice and quick, my friends. Okay, yeah, very complex. A lot of Aries could have a lot of things going on. This is one of the more complex cards. There's so many different things and images on this card. There's a lot of strategy. There's someone possibly feeling cornered or imprisoned. There's so much happening. So for a lot of Aries, you might be very busy. You might be a busy bee here. And we'll break down the finer nuance of this card in a moment. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here. We have this lovely redheaded lady. She is draped in some sort of cloth. There's a orange cat, there's a chessboard, there's chess pieces, there's butterflies, there's a cage. So when this card pops out, it's like, all right, take your pick. But to me, it just feels like a lot going on. So for Aries, you might have a lot on your mind. You could be thinking about a lot of things, or there could be a lot of energies affecting you here. Now, I always go with what really pops out to me the most. And this time it's the chessboard. So either the need for a plan, setting a plan in motion. Maybe somebody has some sort of plan that they want to enact towards you. Like they could see it and they just want to make the steps towards it. So we are seeing little early signs of strategy here. Okay, hopefully you're not feeling cornered or anything. Whenever I see a cage in a card, it does represent somebody feeling like, all right, well, there's nothing I could really do about this. I'm kind of handcuffed here. So we're just going to put her down there. As I always say, this first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. So my guides, talk to me. What do you have for us, Aries, here in early October? And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. Pretty positive. It was titled A Powerful Wind. There was so much powerful energy. If I remember correctly, it was almost all major arcana in the Aries reading. And that could speak about a lot of changes, a pivotal point. Very important things could be going on, but it was feeling very good. And for the last couple of weeks, the energy has been nice for Aries. So we're going to hope to keep that going. Let's get you 3 in the upright. As you know, energy is never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're connected to, right? You know that's how tarot goes. But let's get your 3 cards out here. What do we got for my Aries collective, please? Thank you. All right, slow or at a halt in the beginning. So we're stopping, or we're starting at a stop with this Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, let's get a couple more and really build this out. And as an Aries myself, I know we are very much action-oriented sign. Like when we want to do things, we want it now. All right, we got the 10 of Cups. All right, something might be delayed, or you might feel some sort of sense of delay here, but I love this 10 of Cups. It's still positive. Let's get one more and really start piecing this together. Okay, we have the World here on the back end. So new chapter, and it's showing up big karmic energy as well. So once again, the powerful energy is still here, Aries. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive. So at first glance, I look down here. We have an interesting mixture of elements. We have earth, we have water. Usually when you combine earth and water, that's very bountiful. It's an energy of blessings, good things that are growing. They might not be here just or quite yet, but it feels okay so far. But we have 2 cards that could represent endings. We have 2 cards that could represent the turn of a new cycle here, especially with the World right here on the back end. So we have some powerful energies at play. Let's go through one by one. Position number 1, the Knight of Pentacles. Like I said, this is a very, very slow moving card, one of the slowest in the whole entire tarot deck. When I see knights, I think of action, I think of movement, forward momentum. They're also communicators. So you might be having communication issues with somebody in this time, or something's just moving slower than you would like it to. or it could be at a complete stop or a halt with this Knight. This is an energy that can't be rushed. You might just be connected to an earth sign when this card shows up, but we're starting slow. And I was getting that vibe, like with this energy, then the 10 of Cups, especially this card, like seeing the end goal or seeing the big picture could be very important for a lot of Aries. You might be dealing with certain delays. I'm already feeling that with this Knight of Pentacles, but we'll see as we move through the reading. It doesn't have to be bad to start slow, and I always have to remind myself of that as an Aries. Now, moving to the center, we have one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. We got the 10 of Cups. Now, as with all 10s, they all represent the end of a journey, the close of a cycle. This one is a card of wish fulfillment, happy endings, the prototypical happy ending. That's why I feel like for a lot of us, it could be very important to really look at the big picture of things that we're dealing with and things that we're going through. 10 of Cups could be signifying a family member. This could be signifying a place where you live, like a house situation that could really be on your mind. But as with all cups, they're representing someone's emotional state. And this is generally happy, so we could be seeing some good things here, but I'm a little skeptical so far because we have the World right next to it. It's like a double type of energy, which doesn't have to be bad, right? So let's keep it moving here. Now, everyone knows that Aries is connected to the Fool card, the first card of the major arcana. We have the bookend energy here for us Aries with the World. The last major arcana showing up here as the last card of the main part of the spread. This is one of the most in-depth cards in the whole entire tarot deck. Yes, it represents endings. It represents the completion of a journey, a cycle closing, and a new one opening. Similar to the Death card in that regard. When I see this, it can represent spiritual protection, spiritual guidance. This is a big card of karma and karmic cycles. So we could be looking at karmic archetypes, especially with two cards that could be endings, but they're not necessarily bad. That's a vibe I'm picking up here. If things are closing out, you might want to look at the big picture of why or what's to come, like further down the pipeline. Whenever the World shows up as well, I always have to mention that this is a card that could represent, in my style of reading, the world itself. So if not you, there might be someone you're connected to that could be really focused on world events, politics, stuff like that, investing a lot of time, a lot of energy. There could be something about the state of the world today that could be really bothering you or getting under your skin at this time. So Spirit might want you to like really, I don't want to say lay off of that energy, but it is showing up here prominently. We are seeing some interesting mixtures of vibes here. I can't quite tell if it's going to be super positive or not. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aries. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Aries collective, please. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Pentacles, that slow mover, right? That's the yin to our yang, my friends. We're go, 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 go. This Knight is like, oh, slow it down. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Knight of Pentacles time. What's it doing here? Thank you. Page of Swords in reverse, huh? Okay, yeah, this is absolutely something that could be delayed or taking way longer than you are wanting or expecting. I'm getting big issues and blockages in communication and possibly various other things when this Page of Swords shows up in reverse. This is a card that generally when we see it, if it's not an air sign, all pages are communicators, all pages are students. It's about new things. So when I see it in reverse, it's either not speaking, not talking, or something new is just taking a long time to kick in, or a new cycle, especially when we see all this on the back end. Yeah, big possible blocks in communication. There could be blockages in general happening in life. And I don't feel like it's permanent or it's going to be long lasting, but for a lot of Aries, it could feel that way. Like, all right, this is going to take forever. This blockage, I need to get through this hurdle, but for some reason I have that tied down type of energy. Okay, so watch for miscommunications in this time, especially with this Page of Swords in reverse. There could also be something you're trying to put out of your mind. Okay, that's another vibe I'm picking up here, Aries. Whether it's a situation, whether it's an individual, aside from the delays and possible communication issues and blockages, there might be something or someone you're purposely trying to keep out of your mind for whatever. I'm not going to think about it. I don't want to think about it because it might feel a little much. So we're going to keep moving. Leave that as it is. Take whichever one hits, if they hit. But let's see why that 10 of Cups is here. Because I want to move into this possible karmic energy or close of a cycle energy and see what we're really dealing with here. So why is the 10 of Cups in the mix for my friends? I mean, it's a very positive card on its face. I know that. So even if we get a rough clarifier here, yeah, I am not thinking about it. We have the 6 of Cups in reverse. There's an ignored or an ignoring type of energy I'm picking up here in the center. Now, this isn't necessarily bad, the 6 of Cups in reverse. This could talk about issues with soul connections. This could talk about trying to put the past out of your mind. So I'm getting multiple areas here of somebody trying not to think about something or trying to keep it out of their mind, out of their feelings, with the double cups here right in the center. The 6 of Cups to me is a card of history. Okay, in the upright, it's beautiful. It's soul connections. It's people or things that we have a lot of history with. So this could be someone that you have a very long history with. In reverse, you get my point. This is something like, all right, I'm not trying to think about this. Okay, so I'm getting an ignored type of feeling. Okay, in multiple areas, like we have it right here in the front with the communication. Now we have internal feelings happening here. A lot of you could be focused on your happiness or moving forward to this 10 of Cups energy, which is that of wins and victories. But at some point, you might have to deal with these energies that you don't want to think about or you don't want to deal with. If that's not you, it could be someone you're connected to. It's just like, all right, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm going to focus on this, focus on this, focus on this. That's just the vibe I'm picking up, my friends. So let's keep moving over. I mean, and it could represent issues within the family as well. Because remember, this card of history under the 10 of Cups, like someone that you might have to stay connected to or be connected to. So let's see what's going on with that World card. Interesting stuff, my friends, but there is an ignoring, an active ignoring if you're not feeling ignored. So let's see what's up with the World. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the Shadow card. There's still a silver lining here, though, Aries. I just have to say that before we move on. Like, if you are going through things or delays, blockages, whatever it might be, try to look at the big picture. But let's see why that World is here. Thank you. Magician, beautiful. Okay, yeah, it's coming. What the result you want, what you want to happen, it is coming down the pipeline here. Okay, because remember, the World doesn't have to be a bad thing. I do have to say this as well. This is universal karmic energy in a smaller sense when we get the Magician in the upright. There are some things in life aside from the karmic archetypes. So Spirit might be saying like, hey, this needed to happen. Whatever it is you're going through, it had to happen for whatever reason. But aside from that, there's certain things that are going to be out of our control. Okay, I always like to keep this in mind when going through things. The only thing we can really control is how we react to things. Like, things are going to happen that are completely out of our hands. Things are going to happen that we don't see coming, but it is our reaction that is golden here. And I feel like that's a message that's being pushed here for a lot of Aries. But once again, the outcome you want, whether it is these wins, these victories, aside from the karmic energies we were seeing, they are in the mix. They're powerful. They are coming. You just have to make sure to manifest them properly. So keep the mind right. But I'm getting a lot of different conflicting energies here as well, Aries. I don't feel like it's anything to throw like a huge red flag up about, but we need to talk about them a little further. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the Shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Page of Swords in reverse. And this is where I start getting that little blocked up feeling, that ignored type of feeling here. When I see this, it's could be delays, could be certain situations are not moving to your liking, or you feel like it's delayed or something's dragging here. But it's like, all right, I'm putting that out of my mind. I'm not going to think about it. Whether it's someone you're purposely ignoring or you feel like someone's ignoring you, that could be a big thing here. But I'm getting, let's put it out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Moving to the center, we have the beautiful 10 of Cups with the 6 of Cups in reverse. So once again, not thinking about it. I don't want to deal with it right now, which is an odd energy for Aries because when there's a problem, we generally like to solve it quickly. So this could easily be somebody else, but there is something that, all right, I can't think about it for whatever reason. there is still good possibility here where Spirit's asking you to look at the big picture. Watch out for issues within the home or family members when we have this alignment in the center. Moving to the back end, we get this double dose of karmic energy when we have the World with the Magician in the upright. The outcome you want, the outcome you desire is coming. Like, it's so powerful here on the back end. Like, it's not going to come. It's going to come eventually. But it's important for you to remember that whatever situations and things you're going through, your reaction to them is the most important. There's going to be things you can't control, but your reaction is what's really key here. But the manifesting, like, keep the vision clear to what you want. And the karmic energy is at play. So keep that in mind. There might be something you had to go through for whatever reason. So please take a screenshot, Aries. Let's get you a shadow card. Let's see what's going on in the shadows. Interesting stuff. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end. I feel like it's a nice introspective thing to do. So only take this how it hits, whether it's within you or whether it's something you don't quite know. Let's get this shadow card going for Aries. And yes, if you made it to this point in the video, I would just like to say you might want to check out channel memberships down below. For the first month of channel memberships, I'll be doing a personal spread for anyone who joins in the first 4 weeks. So you might want to check it out. But let's get it going here. Let's get one shadow card for Aries. Thank you. Okay. This feels good to me. It feels a little sturdy, a little stubborn in a sense, but the Four of Wands is a beautiful energy to have in the shadows because it is all about stability whenever we see it. So let's get it here under the camera. This is the good old 1111 card. It is Spirit trying to speak to you about something. So when we see this as a shadow card, make sure you're really watching the signs and synchronicities around you. Spirit might be trying to guide you to a very specific ending of some sort. But this is a card of celebration. It's a card of happiness. It's a card of stability. So that might be something you're really yearning for. But remember, stable energy could be a little burdensome sometimes. So this card is all about patience or something paying off for you in the end. So you might be a little frustrated with things. That's a vibe I was picking up with in the reading. I'm kind of picking it up here as well. But this card is saying keep your eyes on the prize. Once again, we also have another card that could represent the home and the family living situations. So those things you might want to tend to or put at the top of your priority list since it's shown up multiple times. So Aries, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The October subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the September subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for October, I'll be going back to one of the classics. I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of the most beautiful decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments if there's a zodiac sign that you clash with. If so, which signs do you kind of bump heads with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of October, your name will be announced in the community tab, my friends. As always, much love, and I'll see you next time.